My teenage daughter came home one evening and told me she was pregnant. I asked her who the father was. She looked at me with tears streaming down her face, and she pointed at the man sitting in our live-in. Jerome, my husband's best friend, the man we trusted, the man we called family, the man who had been coming to our house for years, and in that moment I realized he had been abusing my daughter, and I had no idea. If you want to know what happened next, make sure you subscribe to her words because this story will break your heart. My name is Karen. I am 42 years old, and I need to tell you about the worst day of my life, the day my daughter told me a secret that destroyed everything. The day I learned that the person I trusted had been hurting my child, and I did not see it. This is my story. I am a single mother. I was married young to Emma's father, but we divorced when Emma was 3. I raised Emma on my own for years. It was hard, but we made it work. Emma was my whole world, my smart, beautiful girl. She was everything to me. When Emma was 11, I met David. He was kind and patient, and he loved Emma like she was his own daughter. We dated for 2 years. David was always respectful, always careful with Emma. He never tried to replace her father. He just wanted to be a good stepfather, and he was. David and I got married when Emma was 13. Emma was so happy. She called David her bonus dad. We were a family. David had a best friend named Mark. They had been friends since college, over 20 years. Mark was married to a woman named Susan. They did not have kids. Mark and Susan were always around. They came to our house for barbecues, for holidays, for birthday parties. Mark was Uncle Mark to Emma. He had known her since she was 13. Since David and I got married, Mark was family. I trusted him completely. Emma always seemed fine around Mark. She never acted uncomfortable. She never said anything was wrong, so I never thought twice about it. Why would I? Mark was David's best friend. Mark was a good man, or at least I thought he was. When Emma turned 16, she started acting different. She became quiet, withdrawn. She stopped wanting to hang out with friends. She stopped doing activities she used to love. She would come home from school and go straight to her room. She would barely eat dinner with us. She seemed sad all the time. I thought it was just normal teenage stuff, hormones, school stress, maybe boy drama. I tried to talk to her, but she would just say, "I am fine, Mom. Leave me alone." So I gave her space. I thought she would come to me when she was ready. But then I started noticing other things. Emma was skipping school. I got calls from the principal. Emma was failing classes. Emma, who used to get straight A's. I tried to ground her. I tried to take away her phone, but nothing worked. She just got more distant, more closed off. David and I were worried. We did not know what to do. We thought maybe she needed therapy. We thought maybe something was happening at school. Bullying, maybe. We had no idea what was really going on. 2 months ago, Emma started looking sick. She was throwing up in the mornings. She looked pale, tired. I asked her if she was okay. She said she just had the flu, but it did not go away. It kept happening. Week after week. One evening, I was doing laundry. I found a pregnancy test in Emma's bathroom trash. It was positive. My heart stopped. I stood there holding that test, and I felt like I could not breathe. Emma was pregnant. My 16-year-old daughter was pregnant. I waited for Emma to come home from school. When she walked in, I was sitting at the kitchen table. I had the pregnancy test in front of me. Emma saw it and her face went white. "Sit down," I said. My voice was calm, but my hands were shaking. Emma sat down. She would not look at me. "Is this yours?" I asked. Emma nodded. She started crying. "Emma," I said quietly, "are you pregnant?" "Yes," Emma whispered. I felt like the floor had disappeared beneath me. My baby, my 16-year-old baby, was pregnant. How did this happen? When did this happen? Who did this? How far along are you? I asked. "For months," Emma said. Her voice was so quiet I could barely hear her. For months, and I had no idea. What kind of mother was I? "Emma," I said, I need you to tell me who the father is. Emma shook her head. She was crying harder now. I cannot, she said. You have to tell me, I said. Emma, you are 16 years old. Whoever did this needs to take responsibility. Emma just kept crying. She would not answer. Is it someone from school? I asked. A boyfriend? No, Emma said. Then who? I asked. My voice was getting louder now. Emma, please. I need to know. Emma looked up at me. Her face was red. Her eyes were swollen. She looked so young, so scared, and she said the words that changed everything. Uncle Mark, she whispered. I stared at her. What? Uncle Mark, Emma said again, louder this time. I felt like I was in a nightmare. Mark? David's Mark. The man who came to our house every week. The man we trusted. The man who was supposed to be family? What do you mean, Uncle Mark? I asked. My voice was shaking now. Emma started sobbing. It has been happening for 6 months, she said. He said it was our secret. He said I could not tell anyone. He said no one would believe me if I did. I felt sick. I felt like I was going to throw up. Has been happening 6 months. He said no one would believe her. This was not a relationship. This was not a mistake. This was abuse. This was rape. Emma, I said. I got up and walked over to her. I pulled her into my arms. She collapsed against me and cried. This is not your fault, I said. Do you hear me? This is not your fault. You are a child. He is an adult. This is not your fault. But Emma just kept crying. I held her, and I felt rage building inside me. Rage like I had never felt before. Mark did this. Mark hurt my daughter. Mark took advantage of her. Mark raped my child. And he made her think it was a secret. He made her think no one would believe her. He manipulated her. He used her. I pulled back and looked at Emma. I need you to tell me everything, I said. When did this start? How did it happen? Emma wiped her face. She took a shaky breath. And then she told me. She told me everything. And with every word she said, I felt my heart breaking more and more. It started 6 months ago, Emma said. Mark came over one day when you and David were both at work. I was home from school. I was sick that day. Mark said he was just checking on me. He brought me soup. He sat with me. He asked me how I was feeling. I thought he was just being nice. I listened. I did not interrupt. I just let her talk. Then he started coming over more, Emma said. Always when you and David were at work, he would say he was just making sure I was okay. He would talk to me, ask me about school, about my friends. I did not think anything was wrong. He was Uncle Mark. I trusted him. Emma started crying again. Then one day he sat really close to me on the couch. He put his hand on my leg. I felt uncomfortable, but I did not say anything. I thought maybe it was an accident. But then he started touching my hair, telling me I was pretty, telling me I was becoming a beautiful woman. I felt my stomach turn. This was grooming. This was textbook predator behavior. And I had no idea it was happening in my own house. Then one day he kissed me, Emma said. I was so confused. I did not know what to do. I tried to pull away, but he held me. He said it was okay. He said we had a special connection. He said I was mature for my age. He said it was our secret. I wanted to scream. I wanted to find Mark right now and kill him. But I stayed calm. I needed to hear everything. I needed Emma to tell me everything. It kept happening, Emma said. Every time he came over, he would touch me, kiss me, and then it went further. I told him I did not want to. I told him it felt wrong. But he said I was overreacting. He said I wanted it. He said if I told anyone they would think I was lying. They would think I seduced him. So I stayed quiet. I looked at my 16-year-old daughter, and I realized David's best friend had been raping my child for 6 months in my house while I was at work. Well, I trusted him, and I had no idea. I had no idea my daughter was being abused. I had no idea she was carrying the weight of this secret. I had no idea she was scared and alone and manipulated into silence. We are going to the police, I said. Right now, Mom, Emma said. Her voice was panicked. What if no one believes me? I believe you, I said, and I will make sure everyone knows what he did. He will pay for this, Emma. I promise you, he will pay. I grabbed my phone and called David. He answered on the second ring. Karen, what's wrong? He could hear the panic in my voice. You need to come home, I said. Right now. It's about Emma. Is she okay? David asked. His voice was worried. Just come home. I said, please. Now. David said he would be there in 15 minutes. I hung up and looked at Emma. She was sitting at the table with her head in her hands. She looked so small, so broken. I sat down next to her and held her hand. We are going to get through this, I said. I know it is scary, but you are not alone. I'm here, and I will protect you. Emma looked at me with red eyes. Do you hate me? She asked. My heart broke. Hate you? Emma, no. I could never hate you. This is not your fault. Do you understand me? You did nothing wrong. Mark is an adult. You are a child. He took advantage of you. He manipulated you. He hurt you. None of this is your fault. Emma started crying again. I pulled her into my arms and held her. I wanted to take all her pain away. I wanted to go back in time and protect her, but I could not. All I could do now was make sure Mark paid for what he did. David came home 10 minutes later. He walked in the door and saw us sitting at the table. He saw Emma crying. He saw my face. What happened? He asked. Sit down, I said. David sat down. He looked at Emma, then at me. Karen, what is going on? He asked. I took a deep breath. Emma is pregnant, I said. David's face went white. What? He said. She is 4 months pregnant, I said. And the father is Mark. David stared at me. He did not move. He did not speak. He just stared. I could see his brain trying to process what I just said. Mark, he finally said. My Mark? Yes, I said. Your best friend Mark. He has been coming to our house when we were at work. He has been abusing Emma for 6 months. David looked at Emma. Emma, is this true? He asked. Emma nodded. She could not look at him. David stood up so fast his chair fell over. I am going to kill him, he said. His voice was shaking with rage. No, I said. I stood up and grabbed his arm. We are going to the police. We are going to do this the right way. Mark is going to pay, but we need to do it legally. David put his hands on his head. He looked like he was going to be sick. I brought him into our home, he said. I trusted him. I let him around Emma. This is my fault. This is not your fault, I said. This is Mark's fault. Only his. We both trusted him. We had no reason not to. He fooled all of us. David sat back down. He put his head in his hands. I am so sorry, Emma, he said. I am so sorry. I should have protected you. Emma got up and hugged David. It is not your fault, she said. He made me promise not to tell. He said no one would believe me. I believe you, David said. And we are going to make sure he pays. That night we called the police. An officer came to our house. Her name was Detective Lisa. She was kind and gentle. With Emma, she sat down with Emma and asked her to tell her everything. Emma told her the whole story. It took over an hour. Emma cried through most of it. I sat next to her holding her hand the whole time. Detective Lisa recorded everything. She took notes. When Emma was done, Detective Lisa looked at her and said, "You are very brave. I know that was hard, but you did the right thing by telling us. We are going to investigate this, and we are going to make sure Mark faces consequences." The next day, Detective Lisa called me. She said they had gone to Mark's house that morning. They questioned him. Mark denied everything. He said Emma was lying. He said she had a crush on him, and when he rejected her, she made up these accusations. I felt rage boiling in my chest. That liar, I said. He is trying to make my daughter look like the bad guy. I know, Detective Lisa said, but we are not done. We got a warrant for his phone and computer. We are going to search for evidence. 3 days later, Detective Lisa called. Again, we found evidence, she said. Text messages between Mark and Emma, messages where Mark is clearly manipulating her, messages where he tells her to delete their conversations. Messages where he tells her not to tell anyone. We have enough to arrest him. I started crying, relief, anger, pain, all at once. When I asked today, Detective Lisa said, "We are going to his house right now." I hung up and told David. We held each other. Mark was finally going to face what he did. That afternoon, Mark was arrested. The news spread through our neighborhood fast. People were shocked. Susan, Mark's wife, called me. She was hysterical. She said she had no idea. She said she was so sorry. She said she was filing for divorce. Immediately, I felt bad for Susan. She was a victim in this too. Her husband had been lying to her, cheating on her with a child. She was devastated. The next few months were hell. Emma was getting bigger. Her pregnancy was showing. Everyone at school knew. People whispered. Some people supported Emma. Some people blamed her. Said she must have wanted it. Said she was lying. For attention, it destroyed Emma all over again. Mark's lawyer tried to paint Emma as the aggressor, tried to say she seduced him, tried to say she wanted it. It made me sick. How could anyone look at a 16-year-old girl and blame her for an adult man's actions? The trial finally happened when Emma was 6 months pregnant. She had to testify. She had to sit in a courtroom full of people and tell them everything Mark did to her. She had to be cross-examined by Mark's lawyer, who tried to make her look like a liar. It was the hardest thing I have ever watched. But Emma was strong. She told the truth. She did not back down. The prosecution also had evidence. The text messages, the DNA test that proved Mark was the father, testimony from Emma's doctors, testimony from Detective Lisa. It was overwhelming. The jury deliberated for 2 days. When they came back, the verdict was guilty, guilty of statutory rape, guilty of child abuse, guilty on all counts. Mark was sentenced to 15 years in prison. When the judge read the sentence, I felt relief wash over me. Mark would pay. He would spend 15 years behind bars. It was not enough. It would never be enough. But it was something. Emma decided to keep the baby. It was her choice. I supported her no matter what. 3 months later, Emma gave birth to a baby girl. She named her Lily. It was complicated. Lily was a product of abuse, a reminder of trauma. But Emma loved her daughter, and so did I. Emma went to therapy. She processed what happened to her. She learned that it was not her fault. She learned that she was strong. She learned that she was a survivor. It has been 2 years now. Emma is 18. She graduated high school. She is taking online classes and raising Lily. She is an amazing mother. She is strong and brave, and I am so proud of her. David still struggles with guilt. He blames himself for bringing Mark into our lives. But I remind him every day that this was not his fault. Mark fooled all of us. Mark was a predator, and predators are good at hiding who they really are. My name is Karen. My teenage daughter came home pregnant. When I asked who the father was, she pointed at my husband's best friend, the man we trusted, the man we called family. He abused my child, and he tried to get away with it. But we fought back. We went to the police. We took him to court, and we won. If you have children, please listen to me. Pay attention to the adults in their lives. Even the ones you trust, especially the ones you trust. Abusers are often people we know, people we love, people we would never suspect. Talk to your children. Make sure they know they can tell you anything. Make sure they know it is never their fault if an adult hurts them. And if your child ever tells you something happened, believe them. Do not question them. Do not dismiss them. Believe them. My daughter kept this secret for 6 months because she was scared no one would believe her. Because Mark told her no one would believe her. But I believed her. And because I believed her, we got justice. If this story touched you or made you angry, please subscribe to her words right now. Hit that subscribe button. Drop a comment below. If you have ever been through something similar, or if you know someone who has, let us support each other. Let us protect our children. And let us make sure predators like Mark face consequences. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.